Hey insiders, happy Friday. I hope that you're all having a fantastic start to your Friday and maybe you have some fun plans coming up this weekend. And for those of you who are either listening in on this video via YouTube or, look, here comes my little furry assistant, or in my email news blast, welcome to the playback. And of course, those of you who are checking it out on Facebook on the playback too. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen in and watch. I am hopping on here today to share with you some inside scoop on how I've gotten the DI Mani to really work for me. So take a peek. Of course, the lighting's not going to cooperate to really give you, okay, you can see, right? I'm loving this color and I have so many tips to share with you, but I'm going to catch you up a little bit to speed on like why I've been messing around with doing my nails so much and like some of the struggles that I've had in the past. It's not really that serious of a life struggle, but just some of the frustrations I've had with doing my nails. So when I first, I used to absolutely love going to get my nails done. I was really into getting gel manicures, especially when I first got engaged and of course wanted to like show off my ring all the time and have my nails look pretty. And I loved how the gel manicure, you know, you didn't have to wait for it to dry, and once you left the salon you were good to go and you weren't gonna like mess it up getting in your car. It lasted so long, and then those perks about it were so great. This is so so I did those for a while. However, like one, it just became expensive, and two, it absolutely destroyed my nails. They were like paper thin. It got to the point where like they'd be scraping off the gel and it was like hurting me. And so I was like, this is not good. And so I quit doing the gel manicures cold turkey. And my nails were an absolute wreck. It took forever for them to grow out. They were so thin and just weak, and like I had to keep them so short because if they grew out at all, they would just bend backwards. Hey Rachel. And so I for a little while they also looked so ugly because they were so damaged. So I wanted to paint them to, you know, cover it. So I started painting them myself, and it was always so frustrating because, you know, I'd paint them one day and like the next day they would be chipped already. Now this probably also had to do with how bad of shape my nails were, but it was just like infuriating because to me, excuse me, once I have like one chip, it bothers me so much. Like I just want to take all the nail polish off and start over. I cannot stand having that chip there. So then from there, I just quit painting my nails cold turkey. Like I just stopped doing it. I let my nails just completely grow out and be natural. And they were so much stronger, healthier. They were like shiny and they actually looked really good. But like I said in my post yesterday, I just love how they look when they're polished. And to me, it's sort of like that one extra detail, like just like putting on a necklace or putting on a pair of earrings. It just makes me feel put together, polished, and like I'm like, you know, I'm able to like go out and be a more productive person in my day. So after probably at least 2 years of just not doing my nails at all, I decided this year that 2019, my goal is going to be to keep my nails freshly manicured at all times. And my sister gave me a little flack for this goal. She's like, oh, such a strenuous goal. And I'm like, yeah, it's totally frivolous, but it really does make me feel good. And it's actually a lot more strenuous than you might think because it takes a lot of time to do your nails. And whether you're doing it like I am at home or going to get them done, it does take up time. And it is a commitment to keep them like to keep up with the upkeep of it. I have also, like I said, I have no tolerance for the chips. So I have been putting on a layer of top coat like almost every day. And I'll show you that is one of the trifecta of products that is so amazing. Hey everybody, it's so fun to see you guys all hopping on. Amy and Diana, Wendy, good to see you guys. So I have really like stayed committed to this. I'm very proud of myself because of course here we are, it's mid-February and I'm still keeping up with my goal, and I'm excited to share with you. I've had some trial and error and I've found some really, really great products that I wanted to share with you that I think you're gonna love too, and a few tips also. So one thing that I was finding, okay, so let me start with the first thing. So the first thing is actually a product that my mother-in-law Dawn recommended to me and gave me in my stocking over Christmas. And this is called Mystic Nails. Not sure if you can really see the label, but it is a base coat, top coat, and nail strengthener. And she absolutely swears by it. You can basically only get it on Amazon. It's kind of hard to find, and she said she used to use it like in the 90s and then it disappeared for a while and now it's back, and she said she just like stocks up on it through Amazon. This has been absolutely amazing. People ask me all the time if they're like, is that a gel manicure? And I'm like, no, it's polish and I did it myself. This really, really works. It's definitely strengthening my nails. It's a great base coat. And like I said, I have been applying pretty much every day. I apply a coat of this to reinforce the manicure, and that keeps it really shiny. It looks really fresh, and that's why people think it's gel. It dries pretty quickly, so even though like when I first paint my nails, it takes a little longer to dry, and I'll share like a little bit more about that in a minute. But when you're just doing that like every day at a top coat, it dries pretty quickly, so it's not like you're sitting around every day like waiting forever for this to dry. So that has been one thing that's been really great and has worked really well. So that's product number one. One thing that was happening after I would paint my nails that was so weird, I mean, it really like was leaving me scratching my head. I would do the manicure. I would be doing this daily application of the Mystic Nails top coat. And what would happen is after a couple of days, I would just lose like an entire polish. Like it would just completely come off. And often it wasn't even like I noticed it peeling, like it never chipped. It wasn't like lifting up. I would literally just look down at my hand and like my whole pointer finger would just be completely gone. No clue where the polish went. No clue like when it happened. So it was driving me absolutely crazy. It kept happening. So I did a little research. And again, you guys, I am obviously no nail tech or professional. This is all just my like anecdotal experience and a little like Googling. So I Googled, why is my whole nail polish coming off? And found it could be a couple of things that like I could have oily nails. I definitely know that like when you do your own manicures, you want to like completely wash your nails. If you have any lotion, dry them, get them like really, really nice and dry before you put on your first layer of base coat so that it adheres. So I didn't really think that's what it was. Because I already was like aware of that piece. What I thought it might be and what I found is that I needed to deal with my cuticles. And wow, I got an education about cuticles. You guys, I had no idea. So if you look at your nails, and again, I'm having a hard time getting the camera to, oh, there we go. When you look down here, that little part that's like connected to your skin, I always thought that was my cuticle. That's not your cuticle. It has a totally different name. I don't know what it is. I can't remember, but I can look it up for you. The cuticle is actually like this thin layer of skin, and other people, you guys probably know this, and you're like, duh, Charlotte, like, you know nothing. Well, I didn't know this. There is like this thin layer of skin that is actually on top of your nail. It's really thin. I had never really noticed it before. And that's actually just dead skin. And that is actually what your cuticle is. I totally did not know that. So I wasn't doing anything to like push them back or remove them or anything, and read some different blog posts and heard a ton of rave reviews about this product number 2 of the trifecta, this Sally Hansen Instant Cuticle Remover, just from your drugstore, Sally Hansen, or the grocery store or whatever. You put this on your cuticles. So normally I do it like after I get out of the shower or something, so it's already like my nails are like soaked. And you just do a really thin layer like around the edge of your cuticle. You wait for 15 seconds. And then you use one of these cuticle pushers and you just push them back. Like you just go boop, boop, boop all around the edge, you know, gently. You don't have to like push really hard or anything. And then that whole little layer of skin just totally is gone. So this works amazing. And it's funny too, I actually had to buy this, and I probably had, so before Brad and I moved from New Jersey down here to North Carolina, I did a huge purge of like so much stuff because I didn't want to have to move with it. I probably had like 3 or 4 of these that I had never used that came in like a little manicure kit with the nail clippers and stuff. And I was like, I don't ever use these, throw that, you know, get rid of them all. And then I'm like, oh, okay, here I am, of course, 6 months later, purchasing one at the store. So you probably already have one of these, and if you do and you've never used it, that's what it's for. And it works so well with this product, this Sally Hansen Instant Cuticle Remover. So that has been a game changer, because what was happening is I was painting my nail and that cuticle was still under the polish. So eventually, like over a couple of days, the polish was just starting to lift up ever so slightly. And then I don't know if it would be, you know, when I was using my hands or something would kind of lift it up and it would just pull the whole thing off. It's actually good though, and it speaks volumes of the Mystic nails. It's actually the sign of a great base coat if the whole piece of polish just comes straight off like that, and it wasn't like damaging my nails or anything. It wasn't like peeling off a top layer of my actual nail to like rip off this. Like it was just totally separating and coming off. So this good stuff. Okay, so the next amazing thing, so I do this, push the cuticles back, file my nails with just like a regular emery board, again, super inexpensive. And then I am using a buffer and just lightly buffing the nail to smooth it out a little bit and create a little bit of roughness, again, so that the base coat can stick to it a little bit better. And that's been working great. This product I discovered this week, and maybe I needed to test it out a little bit longer before like claiming it's part of the trifecta, but I feel really good about it, and so I'm super excited to share it, is this polish. So I have always been a big fan of Essie. I think they have the best colors. So the creme de la creme, like the gold standard of nail polish colors, is Chanel. You guys, Chanel polishes are $24 or something like that. Way too expensive. I am not buying that. I have never bought a Chanel polish color, but I've always found that the Essie colors, like, they're pretty on par with the Chanel selection, like kind of the really on-trend colors. And Essie polishes are great. They're also like free of, they're called like 5 free. It's like formaldehyde and some of the other harmful chemicals that they don't have in their polishes. So I've always really liked Essie, but I've been running into a problem now that I've started painting my nails again, because like I said, the last time I was really actively painting my nails and doing them myself was like 2 or 3 years ago. So my nail polish collection, which I have this huge bag of polishes, is super old. So I was also running into bubbling with a lot of the polishes, and it's just because they're old, right? They had, their lifetime is over. So I am going to slowly start getting some more colors, and I think Essie polishes are around $8. They're like right just under 10. But I was in Harris Teeter earlier this week because I wanted like a lighter, this kind of blush color. So I was looking at the selection. I've definitely haven't really looked at what's available in the drugstore selection in quite a while, again, because I just liked Essie so much. But I found this line, this brand called Sinful Colors, and I am very pleased with it. I have not had any chips. I have not had any issues with it. This has been working so great. And the amazing thing about it is I'm probably going to buy an Essie polish again in the future, if they have a specific color that I really, really like. But the color selection of this brand was really good. And that's not true about all the drugstore lines. Some of them just only have really ugly colors. Let's be real. This polish, you guys, is $1.99. It is $2. I am like so thrilled because, okay, one, it's so inexpensive. Like, it's like one of the most inexpensive ones there. And two, you can get it at the grocery store. So no one's even gonna like notice this added expense, right? Like, you just add it in with your grocery budget. No, I'm kind of kidding, right? I don't think that I'm like sneaking in the purchases. Like, I actually told Brad that joke the other day too. But it is just so affordable, and the colors are great. So these 3 products are what I'm finding to be the trifecta. Mystic Nails, base coat, top coat, nail strengthener, does it all. Looks amazing and works so well. Sally Hansen instant cuticle remover, and the Sinful Colors polish line. I cannot wait to add more colors to my collection. This one is called Easy Going, and it is a blush, a light like blush color. It's very opaque and it's not shimmery or anything. It's great. Really good, just like neutral, like goes with anything kind of color. So those are the steps I take. Oh, and I do use one of these things for like any hangnails or just like really rough dead skin. But I don't know what they're doing at the nail salon when they're just like cutting away so much stuff. It's kind of freaking me out now that I know about how well this works. I'm like, what are they cutting? So those are great. I also promised to share a few tips just about like how to maximize your time, because it does take a while. Again, like I said, it's kind of a commitment to sit there and do your nails and then wait for them to dry. For the record, I have a very steady hand. So that's also one reason why I'm like, I can totally just do this myself. If you like totally cannot do, you know, your opposite hand at all and it's just like a hot mess, like maybe going to the nail salon is better for you. For me, it just was like, I do not like want to justify spending money on getting my nails done all the time when I am perfectly capable of doing it myself. So that's why I've really taken the time to figure it out, and I'm really happy with how it's going. So what I do is I do 1 coat of the base coat, and I usually do 2 coats of color, sometimes 3, just kind of depends on the color if you need a little extra coverage, and then 1 more coat of the top coat. I like to do each coat and then I actually wait 2 minutes in between each coat, which does feel like it's taking a long time, but it makes it so that the overall, like once I'm done, they dry so much quicker. Because if you go too fast and you do all the layers, what will start to happen is that once you're done, the top layers start to dry, but there's still a lot more polish underneath. So that's what will happen where like you feel them, you touch them and it feels like they're dry, but then you bump it on something and it leaves like a big dent or totally messes it up because the pieces underneath are still drying. So that's helped a lot. And then I like to wait at least like 20 minutes after I'm totally done so that, again, I don't bump them and mess them up. So what am I doing during all of that time? I like to try to maximize the time where I'm able to do something else, like while I'm not able to use my hands. So obviously these tips aren't going to work for everybody, but for one example, I did this manicure on Tuesday. And again, you guys, Tuesday, no chips at all. And this is just regular polish that I did at home. I am like so thrilled. So on Tuesdays, I have a lot of conference calls. So Tuesday I was on conference calls for about 2 hours, and I, did my nails and was able to totally let them dry and sit there and still be actively participating and contributing. And so that worked great for me for that moment. And then another time that I did them was actually over the weekend. I did my nails while I was in Wintergreen with my family, and we were watching a movie. So it's like, okay, I'm sitting here watching a movie anyways, like I'm not really doing anything with my hands, and I can sit here and paint them and let them dry and all of that stuff. So think about how you can layer it in with something else that you're doing if like the time constraints are your main concern. But again, like I said, this is my goal for the year, or one of my goals for the year. So I'm prioritizing it and deciding that I want to make it happen. And I am very happy with it so far. So I hope these tips were helpful. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the products or any other things about how I've been doing my nails, or just any other topics that you'd be interested in hearing about. Would love to hear from you. Just as a quick reminder, I posted a quick image about it this morning, but we are having a big sale at Stella and Dot. The wholesale section is under $50. So that's kind of insane. It's this weekend only. There's a lot of really cute styles that are definitely once they're gone for good. So if you see something you love, be sure to scoop it up before it sells out. I hope that everyone has a great weekend. It's an extended weekend, so maybe you have some fun plans. If you do, I hope that you enjoy them, or if you don't, I hope you get some time to relax and have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.